let's get into it. Let's get into it. It was one of because this cat brought it up, and I'm putting it out there for y'all kind of talk about too.
Okay.
Which I thought was a very interesting observation, and I think it's literally up for the means of for debate. I was on another podcast.
Okay.
And he was talking about, he's like, man, I love, women's empowerment. He was referring to, the daughter.
Right.
In the movie. He's like, man, I love women's empowerment. I just hate seeing it come at the like emasculation, of males, that type of thing.
Yeah.
And I saw it, and I was like, wow, I think he has a point, because the way that, the way that he made like Hakeem look, Prince Hakeem look, or even, look at the way they made King Hakeem look.
They made him look soft.
It made him look soft as hell, and like literally pawning his son.
Right.
For the sake of peace, so to speak.
Because he was scared to go to war. And how the king told him, he said, you spoiled. You're not built for this.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like they just setting it up for him to be soft.
Right.
But yet his daughter, the princess,
she
was ready for it. She was ready to get it like the whole nine. And so I was like, for me, it was a disappointing, thing. Even though like I didn't even see that. But it felt disappointing to me.
Right.
Like on that level.
Because you remember in the first one, him and Simi was training.
Right. Exactly. And like they were awesome.
And they beat up Samuel L. Jackson's character.
Right.
So
exactly.
they had the combat within them.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know if it was just that he just thought, I don't, maybe that's the way they set it up because, it was an easy narrative to kind of put out there. And it was just, I think it was just maybe.
But most daddies or fathers, dads, they have that softer side for their daughters, right? So I think that was like part of it as well. Because if you think about one of the opening scenes when they're fighting,
right?
He kind of went easy. He really didn't go in on.
You could tell he was holding back.
So he was holding back. So I mean, it's just I don't know.
No, man, yeah. I mean, you have a point, and I'm thinking about that. I said, but I guess it felt disappointing mainly because I was like, like
are
this
you
man
like
has
speaking
a point.
like in terms of the wife, the queen, when she did her moment of she said, "I am not hopping on one leg."
Oh,
okay. She made that very clear.
Right.
Well, I mean, now that I think about it, it's all around, even from the first movie. Probably because I'm thinking like that's probably why they wrote it like that was because towards the end of the movie, the first movie, he is getting soft.
Right.
And he's learning how to make French fries, and he
know how to mop.
Right. And he wants to marry a woman for love, and and stimulate his intellect as well as his loins.
But did you think that kind of humbled him?
I think that's what I took from
right.
it.
It might have.
It was just a humbling experience for him. That's what I took it as.
Okay. Good. So
make him a regular, guy. He wanted to be the regular.
But another thing I liked on the movie too was that Vanessa Bell Calloway character was still hopping on. And I like how they tied Nino Brown. I mean, I call it Nino Wesley. Wesley was like, oh, come to find, like, oh, you her brother. And he was just trying to like find every reason to go to war. Tomorrow, I can't wait till your daddy died. Know what we gonna do, right? Yeah. we gonna take over Zamunda.
Get the Birdman hands.
But the fight sequence with them was kind of like, it was weak because I was expecting for a whole militant army to come in there.
You talking about the daughters?
Yeah, the daughters and Simi. And then I'm like, Simi, you get knocked out. You trained to go too. Why you acting like you scared?
Now that was another thing for me because like not only is Hakeem soft, but Simi soft too.
Right.
Yeah, y'all just soft.
No, that's called aging.
Yeah, right.
No, but I expected for the takeover scene when he came there to try to storm the Capitol to force the wedding.
Right.
I expected for them to be on go. I expected for them to
like
go to
really
war.
hard.
Right.
I expect for to be a brawling in a small room, and then he not got on the ground. Okay, let's talk. It's like no, I expected how he was acting.
Right.
He had Rick Ross, Tione,
Right.
whatever his name is. They always like sitting there like, whenever you ready to go, let's go. And he going there and get beat up.
Now I did understand why King Hakeem didn't want, his daughter to marry
The son. You can look at the son.
son. Yeah. Now he was weak.
Yeah.
He was weak. I was like, okay, I get that part. And so
he was not Dre. He wasn't Dre.
Yeah, he wasn't Dre.
No, he wasn't Dre at all.
But not to be all silly, shout out to Ricky Rose for getting his cameo and making that money. They're taking his house and making it like Zamunda.
Oh.
Rose!
This podcast is brought to you by Living Swell Studios. When you want to record your next hit, broadcast your next live stream, or just need a quiet space to edit your videos, Living Swell Studios can accommodate all your needs. Located in New Orleans, they're equipped with a rehearsal hall, print shop, photography space, and more. Living Swell is your one-stop shop to facilitating your vision. Let them fulfill your music and video dreams.